Being into fashion or style is often associated with overconsumption, whether that be buying too many clothes or trying to wear too many things at once. However, that doesn't always have to be the case. I've never been happier or more confident in my style than I am today, and I believe that has a lot to do with how much I've simplified my approach to fashion. I used to have a lot of bad habits that I've stopped, and I reckon this has not only improved my style, but my life in general. So with that being said, today I'd like to share some of those things with you, and hopefully it'll add some value to your own thinking process. The first thing that comes to mind is that I completely stopped dressing for social media. If you follow my Instagram, you might have noticed that I don't post very often or consistently. And that's because I stopped feeling the need to document everything I was wearing or everywhere I was going. It got to a point where going out became kind of stressful because I had to make sure I was wearing an outfit that was Instagram worthy. And wherever I went, it became all about getting that perfect photo in the best location or multiple locations. I found myself not really living in the moment anymore, and going places became a bit of a chore. Now I just want to say I'm not bashing anyone who uses Instagram on the daily, because it is a great source of inspiration and a creative outlet for a lot of people. But for me, it became a bit too much of an obsession to feed the algorithm every day. It also made me constantly compare myself to others, which is just not a healthy mindset. So I've totally cut that out of my life. I obviously do still post on there, but only when I feel there's something I actually want to share. This has simplified my life and actually improved my style, because now I only wear things that I like and feel comfortable in. Now I know you might be thinking it's a bit bizarre for me to say this and then still post to YouTube every week. But for me, YouTube feels completely different, and I think that has a lot to do with it being long form. I can take my time to think about what I want to say and then take my time to film and edit it. I don't feel a need to always have a new location or a different angle. It's just a simpler and slower pace. For me, it's an enjoyable hobby and creative outlet. It doesn't cause me any stress at all, and if it did, I simply wouldn't do it. The next thing I stopped doing was trying so hard to keep up with every trend and style. That doesn't mean that I don't appreciate them or like talking about them, but I'm just not that bothered about being part of them anymore. I used to try and incorporate every new thing from each season into my outfits. Whether that be the trendiest colour or fabric, or some hype new accessory or shoe. It became both an expensive and stressful habit trying to keep up with the Joneses. So cutting that out simplified my life and style so much, because now I only invest in things that I actually want. I now spend time to research pieces and understand whether I really like them before purchasing them. That means if I do buy something these days, I have a much greater appreciation for it, and I'll wear it more often and much longer compared to any short-lived trend or style. Don't get me wrong though, if there is a new trend or style that I think will add value to my rotation, then I'll look into it. But having stopped trying to incorporate every new thing into my wardrobe has improved my style, happiness, and finances. I did this one to a lesser extent, but I definitely still did it. And it was dressing for a life that I didn't have. I went through phases of styling and dressing myself for a lifestyle that I simply wasn't leading. For example, purchasing super formal shoes or high-end designer luxury clothes. Of course, they are beautiful to look at, but that's where I should have left it. Being very honest with myself, I don't lead a life where I'm attending events or occasions where high-end designer clothes are going to be needed or even suitable. I don't travel much, I'm not constantly going out to bars or clubs, and I live in a suburban area, so I'm not in the city that much either. It might sound boring to others, but I'm happy. And these days, my clothing really reflects the lifestyle that I'm living. Yes, I do still want to look nice, because who doesn't? Whether we like to admit it or not, we're all vain creatures at the end of the day. But comfort, practicality, and quality is what's really important to me these days. So I found that focusing on these things has really simplified my life and made me feel so much better in what I'm wearing, because I'm honest with myself about what realistically needs to be in my outfit rotations. The next one doesn't have to be as serious as it sounds, but I've stopped dressing without a plan. I'm not saying I have a written checklist of everything I'm going to be wearing for the week, but these days I have some idea in my head about what I might be doing and where I might be going. And this helps to loosely understand what style of clothes I'm going to be wearing. I can then make sure I have all these clothes clean and ready to go, and know what kind of colour combinations and specific pieces or accessories that I'm going to want for those outfits. Putting some thought into the clothes I might want to wear for these days has simplified my life so much. And it's definitely improved my style because I'm never rushing to throw outfits together. This thought process doesn't just have to be limited to fashion either. I do the same with food. I have a loose plan of what I'll be cooking each night, and I make sure I have the ingredients in my fridge. This has no doubt improved my health because I'm not reaching for the takeaway menu or going out for food as much as I used to. By the way, even though I don't, you definitely can log this kind of stuff if you're into it. I can imagine it would be very therapeutic for some people to write down what you want to do and then check it off as you go along. Next up, I've stopped trying to wear something completely new every single day. This is definitely linked to my reduction in the use of social media platforms. It's all too easy to see other people wearing new outfits every day and thinking that's what I should be doing as well. Not only is this stressful, but it's expensive and totally unsustainable. At one point, I must have had at least 7 of everything so that I could wear a different looking outfit each day of the week. That's 7 different sneakers, boots, jeans, shorts, t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, shirts, caps, beanies. It quickly got out of hand and I wasn't even happy with everything I had. Don't get me wrong, I still feel like I have too many clothes and I'm slowly trying to improve that. But I think one of the best things I've done to simplify my life and style is to embrace being an outfit repeater. I've stopped caring if I look the same every day, and in fact, I kind of want to look the same every day because I've found a shape and silhouette that works for me and I feel good in. So I want to achieve that look every day. And to do this, I'm always focusing on buying fewer but higher quality things that I can wear over and over again for years to come. Another thing that I've totally quit is browsing end of season sales. I legit used to have an end of season calendar for a lot of online stores, and there's more than one occasion where I'd be logging on at silly times to be the first in line to buy stuff at a discount. The problem was I didn't even know what I wanted, so I was blindly looking through the sales and purchasing things just because they had a decent discount on them. This left me with a wardrobe full of random pieces that didn't really make sense together, so I wasn't actually wearing much or any of the stuff that I was buying. And you can't return a lot of these sales items, so I was just bulking out my collection with all these useless items that were also costing me a bomb. Nowadays, I've simplified the process by only looking for things I know I want in advance. Because yes, sales are great, and I always recommend waiting for something to be discounted if possible. But I no longer browse through everything. I target certain pieces, and if they're in the sale in my size, then great. If not, then I'm logging off and carrying on with my day. This has left me with a wardrobe full of pieces that I know I love, and I know they're going to fit into my outfit rotations because I've had time to think about them. So there's a few things I've done to simplify my life, and I think it's really helped to improve my style. The general overview is that I'm doing things at a slower, more realistic pace, and wearing things that I actually like and feel comfortable in. It might be different for you, but hopefully you found this video enjoyable and somewhat useful. But anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.